Alright, next up we have Justin. He's gonna be another spoken word artist, and he's gonna come right up. Give him a welcome. You want these two, right? You want these two?
How you guys doing? You guys having fun? This is another one about a girl, so keep running. Those are good, right? Anyways, I have a joke with all my friends. I never memorize anything, so I have my piece of paper, so bear with me. I hear it all. This is called Deserted. No pun intended. You'll see what I mean. Anyways. You have power over me. Every time you call my name, my heart jumps from my chest and does acrobatics to the rhythm of your sweet voice. It does backflips and donuts and apple pies and grandma's chocolate turnovers and leaves a glazed trail right before my very eyes. And let me tell you, I saved room for dessert. But right when I turn over in bed to put my arms around you, you're not there. I don't even want my tiramisu. I'm just terribly misused and I terribly miss you. I'm left deserted. Wondering if I really deserved it, feeling like I've been served blunt cake. And my eager, anxious heart painfully falls out of me again and fills the center. And I put it in a Tupperware, seal the lid, place it in the refrigerator so it can freeze there. Until you decide to come around, open a closed door, release chills down my spine and expose me to your warmth again. And take another piece of me just to satisfy your appetite. Are you that momentary? Am I that expendable? Did all the I love yous, I need yous, I breathe, think, and dream yous mean nothing? Grow up. When you decide to leave your peerless, perfect patty cake world where you start, where you finish, and you fall into a foolish routine where your hands always meet but your fingers never interlock, let me know. Because I've been here trying to build up tall towers of sweet love, but you're just serving me shortcake. And honestly, I'm exhausted and sick and tired of heartbreak, and I'm deathly allergic to your love, but for some damn reason, the anaphylactic shock always seems worth it right after they cut a hole in my throat and bring me back to life again, because your eyes are breathtaking. And your love is worth dying for. I just wish you weren't so lethal, and I wish you weren't my poison. I wish you wouldn't take me for granted, and I wish that we could coexist and walk along the shoreline, take silly pictures with that camera I bought you that I spent my last dime on, write on each other's arms with permanent marker, have a picnic on the dock and eat those homemade ice cream sandwiches we made together and enjoy them even though they taste terrible, because we never follow recipes, we're too busy making our own. But I guess they'll melt before you give me the satisfaction of knowing you're mine. You know, you really are something else. But I can never get enough of you. But why should I cry over spilled milk? I'll just sit here on the floor and dip my cookies in it and pretend like it's not toxic to my body. And then I feel sick to my stomach and I continue to pretend. I pretend like you're with me and I fall in love with the thought of you. I fall in love with an imaginary you that is actually just like you. The only difference is this one loves me and this one never leaves. But I can only play make-believe for so long. Before the floor dries up and my gingerbread house collapses into shambles and my entire world turns back into reality, a reality that I cannot handle, a certainty that is just too much for me to bear. Living without you is just too much for me to bear. But I have to move on. But for the record, I loved you like chocolate love chip, like banana needed split, like ice love cream, and it's nice to dream. But for me it's been fatal. When, if you come back, I won't be here. I'll be somewhere where it doesn't hurt to think or to move or to smile or to breathe or to exist. But I will remember, because even with the nails you dug into each and every one of my nerves and my vascular valves, you created a nervous system and an irregular heartbeat with a shaky pulse and an off-tempo cadence, an emotional orchestra with half notes that reminds me that you only love me a fraction of the time. But it still plays like Grace's symphony that reminds me of the moments of your unusual love, and that though it's raw, painful, and destructive, it is worth remembering. You are worth remembering, and no matter how hard I try, impossible to forget. Thank you.